SportingNewsCT.com. SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. SportingNewsCT.
Number 13, Ryan Henry. Number 4, Ryan O'Neill. Number 23, Alex Leonard. Number 42, Jonathan Cumberland. Number 32, Nicholas Crowe. Number 8, Mike Pavelowski. And number 21, Stephen Henry. And the starting lineup, leading off at 27 base, number 11, Josh Porter. And second, the shortstop, number 22, Tyler Calabro. And third, left fielder, number 25, Tyler Walsh. And fourth, first baseman, number 9, Chris Wright. Number 6, the designated hitter, number 16, Trevor Martin. And 6, the right fielder, number 24, Jason Dark. That is 7, correction, that is 7. The center, number 5, Nate Center. And Nate center fielder, number 40, Lou Stefanski. That is 9, third baseman, number 2, Nate Donovan. Pitching for Rhode Island, number 44, Ryan Gray. Manager Michael Calabro and coach Jason Palmieri. And now let's meet the non-starters for the Connecticut champions. Down the left field line, Mr. Dave Casey. At third base, Mr. Dave Audette. At second base, Mr. Jeff Merkel. At first base, Mr. Tim Geiser. And behind the plate, Mr. Michael Fialante. Ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the area in front of the mound and introduce to you newly elected Bristol Coach 2 Commander, Mr. Rick Schreiner, and the Coach of Sportsmanship.
Repeat after me, gentlemen. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you rise and join with us tonight singing our national anthem, local artist Miss Jenny Connolly, and our national anthem.
Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you...
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America. The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
All right, good afternoon and good evening, everyone, and welcome right back here to Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut for the final game, the championship game for the Northeast Regional Championship. RCP out of Rocky Hill, Cromwell, and Portland taking on Cumberland, Rhode Island. Don Boyle, Steve Riley alongside for the call of this one. And, well, Steve, here we go. Game number 15. They go all the way through the schedule.
Yeah, you'd have to say that Cumberland has the advantage as they have fresh pitchers, that it's going to be tough for Rocky Hill, Cromwell, Portland's pitchers to get through this game. And Tucker Lord on the mound now, he got the loss only, 2 days ago? So he has 1 day rest. He threw about 80 pitches in that game, but he had that one disastrous inning in that game against this Cumberland team where he gave up 6 runs. I think he walked 3, hit 2, and he gave up 6 runs, and he wants to prove that was an aberration. It's going to be difficult, though, as he did throw that many pitches only a day ago. And I'm given to understand that Orgazalik, the star of the first game today, we pitched a 9-inning shutout, will be ready. He has 3 innings left, and he'll want to take the ball. So the question is, can Tucker Lord get them to the 6th inning? On the flip side, Ryan Brihio, the pitcher for Cumberland, is not pitched in this tournament. Cumberland, can they recover from that thrashing that they took from New Hampshire last night by the score of 10-2?
Joshua Brodeur will lead things off, and the first pitch from Tucker Lord is in for the strike. Brodeur, Calabro, and Walsh, top 3 hitters in the lineup for Cumberland, Rhode Island. This team has had success really as teammates throughout the years. Go back to Little League Baseball. A few of these players have played in the Little League World Series. They've won championships moving on to the Little League World Series regionals right here in Bristol at the Little League facilities. And, Brodeur to lead it off, and the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike as Tucker Lord will set that defense for you, and Steve will have the batting order and pitch inside Clifton. So Brodeur down to first, and the leadoff base runner is on here for Cumberland.
Batting second is going to be Tyler Calabro, the shortstop. Tyler Walsh will bat third, and Chris Wright will play first base today and bat in the cleanup spot. Trevor Marks will be the designated hitter and bat fifth. Jason Doris, the right fielder, sixth. Jake Petrin, the catcher, seventh. Drew Zafransky, the center fielder, eighth, and Nate Donovan, the third baseman, ninth.
So Lord facing a runner on. The first pitch is dead high for ball 1. Cole Orgazalik behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes. Leo Thomas down to bag at first. Noah Budzik gets the call at second base with Tucker Lord out on the mound. And the pitch, strike call letter high. At shortstop is Corey Baldwin. Nick Quiros to your third baseman. Left fielder, Ronald Tiviard. What a catch he made earlier today to help preserve RCP's opportunity to make it here to a championship game. Austin White in center field, and Kevin Larkin is in right field defensively. So count 2 balls and 1 strike. Lead from the bag at first by Brodeur. There he goes. Throw down by Orgazalik, and a tag, and he got him with a beautiful throw and a wonderful tag by Baldwin. Orgazalik has done it all in this tournament for RCP, and he just throws out the very swift-moving Brodeur. And it's Roland Tibiage, by the way, in left field. What do they call him? Ronnie?
Ronald, yeah.
So beautiful play. Caught stealing. Got 1 out. Calabro will take strike 3. So Tucker Lord, energized perhaps by the Orgazalik throw, strikes out Calabro, and here's Tyler Waltz, the right fielder, stepping up.
Well, the catcher usually sets the tone for a team, and he did it there by snapping that one down. Actually pitched 9 innings, comes out, throws a runner out. Fantastic.
That's fouled off. Chris Wright is on deck. Yeah, he may pitch again today. It's amazing. He'll be behind the plate, throwing all those balls and strikes back to the pitcher. That might keep his arm a little looser, I guess, than just sitting around or standing around the outfield. 400 feet, 402 to be precise here at Muzzy Field, the straightaway center.
Well, this Cumberland, Rhode Island team, Don, a veritable all-star team from the state of Vermont. They're loaded with talent from all across different high schools.
Swing and a miss. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. You talk about Tucker Lord showing his competitiveness here today. He was eager to get that baseball back after that real tough outing he had. Kind of an aberration to his pitching career as an American Legion pitcher, at least, and that ball fouled up.
He certainly is. He was the winning pitcher in the 2015 Connecticut State Championship game.
He's ready to deal the 1-2 offering, and he tried a curveball, missed outside.
Most of his balls the other night, Don, and the fastballs were low and out. They were missing on the outside part of the plate.
Here comes a 2-2. That ball turned on and fouled off by Walsh.
Not a bad curveball there, as that one's inside. There was really nowhere he would to hit that ball fair, so you're either going to take it, perhaps for strike 3, or pull it foul. Not a bad pitch. Here's the difference, though. Cole Orgazalic, though, Don, he was so effective today throwing, moving and changing speeds, and that's really the key to pitching, is to change speeds, and I think Orgazalic has that change-up going. When he has that change-up moving, and curveball, he was so fantastic today. He's given up 1 run in 18 innings, and Lord wants to do the same.
2-2, just missed outside. Count goes full 3-2. Orgazalic got some great defense behind him also. Got a nifty double play, that beautiful catch by Roland Tiviarge, the left fielder that saved runs way back in the 2nd inning. And that win over Rochester, New Hampshire today. And there's a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Tyler Walsh. Good beginning for Tucker Lord, and he's got a little hop in his jump as he makes his way back to the dugout on the third base side. So 1-2-3 they go. We're back with the bottom of 1. RCP with their first offensive chance on the other side.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
All right, welcome right back as we settle in here to the bottom of inning number 1. What a beautiful afternoon for this championship game. Batting order for RCP. Steve Riley has it.
Well, leading off is Corey Baldwin, the shortstop. Cole Orgazalic, the catcher, bats second. Austin White, the center fielder, bats third. In the cleanup spot will be Trevor Whalen. He's the designated hitter. Roland Tiviarge, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Kevin Larkin, the right fielder, sixth. In the 7th spot will be Leo Thomas, the first baseman. Nicky Quiros, the third baseman, will bat 8th. And batting 9th will be the second baseman, Noah Budzik.
Ryan Brio going through his warm-ups. He's done out there on the mound for Cumberland. Scoreless here to the bottom of the first. Baldwin stepping up to the plate, the shortstop. Boy, he's been gutsy. He got banged up a little bit, sliding into the bag at second. And that game earlier today, remained in the game, obviously, and played well.
Yep.
Hit the ball pretty well, too. Brio's pitch to the plate, and that's a tad low, ball one. Will set that defense. Jake Petrin behind the plate. Chris Wright at the bag at first. Joshua Brodeur at second base. Tyler Calabro, the shortstop, and Nate Donovan, who does a nice job at third. That pitch is over for the strike. Tyler Walsh in left field. Drew Safransky, their youngest player in the starting lineup, in center. Jason Dorse is the right fielder defensively, and time has been called.
Yeah, the umpire is saying something about his helmet or his headset. What's he pointing to his ear for? I don't know.
Maybe he couldn't hear something. I don't know. Maybe he's got an earache.
No,
Here comes a 1-1 way outside.
Well, Ryan Brio, Don, went to Lincoln High School. He's going to be a sophomore next year at the University of Maine. While at Lincoln High School, he did pitch a shutout in their semifinal game of their state tournament.
2-1, strike over the inside corner. Orgazalic on deck. Baldwin, if he sets the table, this offense usually runs pretty smoothly. He might be the key to it, along with Austin White. Yep. Count goes full 3-2.
Brio, a long arm slinger. You notice that when he winds up, he then straightens out his arm all the way back.
Full count pitch. Hit on the ground of the first baseman and past Chris Wright. He wasn't sure of himself going to the backhand side right there. Let's see how they rule that. And it did go off his glove, I do believe. Looked like it was playable, but Baldwin is safe at first. And they will rule that a base hit. A little bit of generosity perhaps shown by our main man, David Greenleaf, on that one. Cole Orgazalek to the plate. Expect him to bunt it. He'll push it first base side. Fielded by Wright and on to Brodeur. And they push the runner Baldwin in the scoring position for Austin White. So White to the plate. He's a left-handed hitter. Fouled one off his foot earlier today. It didn't harm him at all, as he was pretty good in center field after that.
Strange that they, I guess that's their forte. They want to bunt people over and lose outs, but they don't even know yet what this pitcher's capable or not capable of doing.
White was 0 for 4 versus Josh Gagney in Rochester, New Hampshire earlier today.
He was 5 for 15 in the tournament so far. 2 runs, 6 RBIs. He leads the tournament 4 for 4 for stolen bases.
Pitch tad high. Brio falls behind, 2 balls and no strikes. Trevor Whalen, whose bat's been heating up in the on-deck circle for RCP, trying to jump out to the early lead here in the first with a runner in scoring position. That pitch inside.
Well, RCP is second in team batting at .298 in this tournament. Rhode Island was third at .263.
White was taken all the way, and that's ball 4. That wasn't even close. Now you get runners at first and second, 1 out. Trevor Whalen stepping up to the plate. Got that sunshine to contend with here in the late afternoon.
Kind of an odd start to the game at 5 o'clock. But but RCP didn't have to sit around till a 7 o'clock start like they did yesterday. They had games at 1 and 7 yesterday.
Pitch to Whalen, curveball up high, and the count goes 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, this Cumberland, Rhode Island upper deck post 86 beat Bristol 10-7 when Chris Wright got 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. They left 14 runners on base in addition to winning 10-7.
Whalen went hitless earlier today, so you might think he's a bit overdue.
Yep, then upper deck beat Shrewsbury, Mass 4-3 on a suicide squeeze in the bottom of the 9th by their number 2 hitter Tyler Calabro.
Count goes 3-1.
And then they defeated RCP 9-7, scoring 6 runs in 1 inning, as we talked about before, only a couple of days ago.
Baldwin leads from the bag at second. White, who's quick, is at first. In the 3-1 pitch, way outside.
Yep.
That's a second consecutive walk issued by Brio, and now you got the bases loaded with just 1 out, and Roland Tivier stepping up to the plate.
Well, this is what I talked about when you bunt early. Sometimes you don't know what a pitcher's capable or not capable of doing. And even though you did get the runner over, maybe it resulted in you could have hit the kid and not had to waste the out. I mean, it wasn't wasted because they moved the runner over, but I mean,
well, that's their strategy.
That's their strategy, sure.
One thing, you might call him stubborn to the point of successful when you think of ICP, right?
Well, you give up that out. See, theoretically, say you walk 2 in a row. What if that was 3 in a row? They would have already scored.
But now you're being asked to predict the future.
Pontificate the past. Right.
Here comes the 0-1. Ground ball. Chopped to the third baseman. Donovan on the second for 1. And Brodeur the first for the double play. Nice play by Chris Wright at first. So Tivier hits into the around the horn double play. And that will end the first. We'll be back with the top of inning number 2. Rhode Island and Connecticut tied at 0 here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back here to Muzzy Field. As we move on with the top of two, Chris Wright, the cleanup hitter, to lead it off, Trevor Marks, and then Jason Doris to face Tucker Lord. First pitch to Wright is in for the strike.
6 umpires out there, Don. I just noticed it, right? Home plate, third base, left field, right field, first base, and then one out in what used to be the position of a short fielder in softball.
Pitch way outside. Tucker Lord just missed outside. Count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Chris Wright was 2 for 3 with a couple of walks versus RCP in that first appearance. And the ball hit to the center fielder. Austin White underneath it and 1 out. So Chris Wright with a lazy fly to center field on a beautiful late afternoon brings up Trevor Marks. It's beautiful watching that ball in flight, whether it's caught or goes somewhere, isn't it? On a beautiful day like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big out, getting Chris Wright out, and that's the key, to have him lead off an inning and then get him out.
Trevor Marks, a designated hitter. Tucker Lord. And Marks will follow it up. Marks had a hit and 4 tries versus RCP. That 9-7 game. Tucker Lord lasted 5 innings, giving up 5 hits, 6 runs. He walked 6 in the game. Really struggled. Pitch in there for the strike. Hit a couple of batters, too. 8 free passes.
I know. Just an ugly game for him.
And a lot of it came after RCP failed to turn a double play, which is really odd.
Really odd, yeah, I know.
Just the way the thing
So RCP
out.
has only committed 1 error in the tournament, and that was it.
Well, a double play.
Yeah.
1-2. Ball hit past the dive of Leo for Mark. So he turned on it, comes up with a single, brings up Jason Doris with 1 down. I understand 2 teams have already qualified for the American Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina, Omaha, Nebraska, and California.
Wow.
I do not know which team from California. I guess we could try to find that out.
And this is why I said this Cumberland lineup is so dangerous with hitting. Is that time Trevor Marks, who was 2 for 16 with a double, he ends up getting the hit that he gets the first 5 guys out, or well, hit one of them, but he gets them out. He ends up getting a hit off Marks gets a hit.
Curveball, Doris in for the strike.
Jason Doris only 1 for 14 in the tournament, scored 3 runs, has an RBI, walked twice, and was hit by a pitch.
Doris has been athletic in the outfield. He's played left field. He's played right field. Beautiful pitch by Tucker Lord, and earns his 3rd strikeout as Doris caught looking. Set him up with a curveball.
Yep.
And then that fastball just beat him. Here's Jake Petrin, the catcher. Kind of waiting for this guy to break it wide open offensively.
Yeah, you would think so. He's only 2 for 11, scored a couple of runs and walked once.
Marks at the bag at first. He swings, and there's your base hit in the left field. Rolls out to Tibiage.
Maybe he heard you.
Yeah. And you got runners at first and second. Safransky to the plate. He had a bases clearing double in that game between these 2 teams.
Yeah, 2 doubles in the tournament as well. Out there in left field, Tiviar's the only one on the field so far standing in shade.
He went 2 for 4 against RCP with those 3 RBIs. Number 8 hitter in the lineup.
And he also has been on base 5 times free, as you said, Don.
So runs at first and second and 2 down. Good opportunity here for Cumberland, Rhode Island. Outfield playing just about straight away. Pitch missed low and away.
Yeah, not a bad pitch there to tease a hitter. Although you want to get ahead on your first pitch.
Lord checks the runner at second, and the pitch ground ball. Baldwin will field it onto the bag at second. Got it there to Noah Budzik for the force out, and that will end the inning. No runs. You have the 2 hits and 2 left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of inning number 2, still scoreless between Cumberland, Rhode Island, and RCP, right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American...
Right back here at beautiful Muzzy as we travel into the bottom of inning number 2 of a scoreless game. Kevin Larkin to lead it off here for RCP. Leo Thomas and Nick Quiros to follow against Ryan Brijo. Brijo get out of that bases-loaded jam, and Tiviar hit into an inning-ending double play. Ground ball. Calabro will field it onto the bag at first in time for the out. Larkin retired. 1 down. Brings up Leo Thomas.
You know, this Cumberland, Rhode Island team, Don, was last in defense. They committed 12 errors in this tournament so far. However, 7 of them were committed in 1 game, so they've played pretty well other than that 1 game.
What was the significance when these 2 teams got together on Friday when Cumberland won? It put RCP in a position where they must win 3 games in a row, and Cumberland just needed to win one game.
Yeah. So they could do what they wanted against Rochester last night, and they basically did. They staved off the mercy rule by scoring 2 runs, I think, in the 7th or 8th. It was in the 7th, yeah, they scored 2 runs.
Thomas, who's been anemic at the plate, hit the ground ball to the third baseman. Fielded. Donovan across the diamond. Got it there just in time. That throw was starting to die on him a little bit.
Yeah. If it hit the ground, that could have been a tough one because the first baseman, Wright, that time had already completed his stretch.
It's like he committed early on that.
Yeah.
Could be the sunlight making it a little bit difficult for him, so he's trying to find an angle to find it. I don't know.
Chris Wright, the only player on that Cumberland team that has his stretch socks up high. All the other ones got their pants down low.
Here's a guy that's been having a great tournament for RCP, Nick Quiros, the third baseman. Defensively, he's been very good. Offensively, he's been timely, might be the way to put it.
Yeah. 4 for 13, scored 6 runs, has 3 RBIs, a double, 5 walks, hit by a pitch twice.
He was 1 for 2, a 2-run scored in the first meeting between these 2 teams. That pitch is in there for the strike.
It's kind of weird how he gets hit so many times and they walk him. It's not like he's crowding the plate or anything.
Rio got himself in trouble with walks back in the first inning. Walked a couple. Gave up a single. That ball hit high up in the air to the right fielder. Over to make the catch, Jason Doris for the out. And it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Brio. So you got a couple of ground ball outs and a fly ball out, and he's back in the dugout, and we're through 2 complete. We're back with the top of 3, still scoreless between Cumberland, Rhode Island, and RCP. You are watching the Northeast American Legion Regional Championship game on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back. Nice to be with you all as we move into the top of inning number 3. And Nate Donovan, the third baseman, then the top of the order with Brodeur and Calabro. They face Tucker Lloyd in a scoreless game. First pitch, Donovan hits it up in the air. Tiviage will camp underneath it in the shade of the trees and makes the catch.
Well, if you're Cumberland, Rhode Island, Upper Deck 56, Don, you want to get the pitch count up of Tucker Lord. And he threw, I know it was over 80 pitches only 2 days ago, so he had, a day and a half of rest. So, to give him some free outs with one swing is going to give him a break. I mean, one pitch, I meant to say.
Count goes 2-0 to Brodeur, hit by a pitch, caught stealing back in the first. Well, missing a nice meal on the dockside in Brantford along the coastline right now. Family members are there.
They can't give you takeout?
Here comes a 2-1. The ball batted foul. Brantford, a team that has not been to a state championship or a regional in a while.
Yeah, a few years. Yeah. Great program, though.
2-2, missed outside.
Coach Rich Balziano, my understanding is he had stepped down. Yep.
3-2 to Brodeur, and the ground ball hit down to Budzik. On the first for the out, he's retired 4-3. Tyler Calabro to the plate, called out on strikes back in the first.
Yeah, Tyler's 5 for 18 in the tournament so far. He's the one who got the winning squeeze bunt against Shrewsbury in the bottom of the ninth after Shrewsbury scored 2 runs in the top of the ninth to tie it.
So Calabro waits, pitch in there for the strike call. Walsh on deck.
I think, Don, in order to win a championship, you have to make championship plays. There's a time where, and that's why RCP is here, because Roland Tiviarge in the last game made a championship play.
Yep, good point.
This young man here, Tyler Calabrio, made a gutsy play there with that suicide squeeze.
Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. Man behind the plate for RCP also part of the responsibilities. Won 2 games and saved another for RCP in this tournament.
Yeah, I know.
Swing and a miss and the strikeout of Calabro. Nice pitch right there by Tucker Lord. Veered it away. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. And 1-2-3 they go. We're back with the bottom of 3, and we're still scoreless between Cumberland, Rhode Island, and RCP of Connecticut.
have I learned a lot of speaking skills.
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
All right, welcome right back. We're here as we move on to the bottom of 3. Okay, moving along kind of nicely right now. I mean, that game earlier today was like an hour and 38 minutes.
Certainly
RCP
was a quick game.
Rochester, New Hampshire.
In Rochester, New Hampshire, they gave a battle and really good account of themselves in the tournament.
They really did. They were fun to watch.
Yeah, and they scored, 18 runs? Yeah. No, I mean, they had 18 hits last night in that 10-2 victory over this Cumberland team.
This is Noah Budzik up for the first time tonight against Ryan Breho. Breho out of Cumberland, Rhode Island, trying to pitch his team to the American Legion World Series. Pitch a little high.
The only teams that had played Cumberland before that were Shrewsbury and RCP, right, who had ended up, and then RCP eliminated Shrewsbury.
Ball rolled foul.
Noah Budzik played on the Junior American Legion State Championship team. For RCP, the RCP won that one, so good program and good feeder system.
They doubled up over the last couple of years. Budzik hits it high up in the air. Right fielder forced on back. That's Jason Doris, and Budzik gave it a pretty long ride there, but one down.
It's probably the furthest he ever hit it.
Yeah.
Right.
Brings up the top of the order, and Corey Baldwin, who singled his first time, was stranded at third. RCP, let's not forget, they had the bases loaded in the first.
I know.
And a double play got Breho out of any trouble. Around the horn double play, too. Pretty nifty.
Yep, and if you're listening for the first time or watching for the first time, this is a big, big ballpark here at Muzzy Field at Rockwell Park in Bristol, Connecticut.
Sunlight will begin to play havoc with a GoPro view that we're bringing you tonight.
339 down the left field line. Only down the right field line is at 326.
Baldwin fouls it off and quickly in a hole 0-2.
Yeah, 359 in left center, 402 in straight center, 369 in deep right, and 330 in right center.
Outfield straight away, pitch to Baldwin, and he drives it out to left field. And coming on in is Tyler Waltz to make the catch. He had a little hook to that, but
not enough.
Not enough for Waltz to get fooled by it. And there you go. 2 down, brings up Cole Ogazalik, laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time.
Well, Muzzy Field, Don, was given to the city of Bristol in 1912 by Adrian Muzzy in memory of his 2 sons. And from 1973 to 1982 was the home of the Bristol Red Sox, as we've talked about before. But they've had players such as Hall of Famer Jim Rice, Fred Lynn, Butch Hobson, and others. So,
pitch in there for the strike call to Baldwin. I should say Ogazalik here. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike.
Some great renovation they did here.
Yeah,
beautiful press box, beautiful roof now over the first base stands now.
Ground ball hit slowly to the third baseman. Donovan will field it, and that time that throw got it across to Chris Wright. Had to make sure he touched the bag, and he did. Ogazalik is out 5-3. Ryan Breho comes up with a 1-2-3 inning. He has retired the last 7 he has faced. He's getting on a bit of a roll. We're back with a top of 4, still scoreless between Cumberland, Rhode Island, and RCP of Connecticut.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
You can help. Today, more than ever before, women are on the front lines of America's defense. These brave women struggle and sacrifice to help keep our country secure. They deserve to be recognized for their service as guardians of freedom. Please support the American Legion's efforts to serve the growing number of women veterans. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out how you can help.
All right, right back here at Muzzy. We've said that a few hundred times. How many innings of baseball? Nothing's gone extra innings yet, right? Everything is...
Nope.
This is Austin White to lead it off.
Almost.
Actually, I had to turn the page here, don't I? Yeah, Tyler Walsh to lead it off against Tucker Lloyd. Walsh, Wright, Marks, the meat of the order here for Cumberland.
RCP would have taken that. Give him 6 outs.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Come up again.
See how that works out for them. They only have one hit. They need a little help.
Yeah, imagine that. If different change the rules. Have 3 outs, got to clear the bases, and then have 3 more outs.
Make it like cricket. Everybody bats.
Right. Everybody bats.
Tyler Walsh called out on strikes his first time to the plate, and the pitch low and away.
Just a little outside.
Cricket, very interesting game. The NFHS Network, we actually had cricket as one of our championship sports that we live streamed during the spring. Yeah, PSAL, Public School Athletic League of New York City. They have cricket, and it's very popular.
Wow.
Very strange game. Still trying to figure out how to score that thing. Here comes a 2-0. And that's fouled up.
Where was that invented anyway, cricket? You know?
Cricket, I don't know. They play a lot of it in Bermuda, I think. They love it there. It's like a day-long event. People in days sometimes, I guess, with some of the tournaments. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tucker Lloyd's offering. And Tyler Walsh flies it to the right fielder. Larkin fighting off some sun. Finally made the adjustment to make the catch to Kevin Larkin. Boy, if you lose that ball off the bat, it must be difficult to find it.
Especially with a bright sky like that.
Chris Wright to the plate. Fly ball out to the center fielder, his first time. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Rhode Island. For Connecticut, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. RCP, the team in the Oakland Athletic colors of green and gold, trying to make their way back to the World Series of American Legion Baseball, for the 3rd consecutive year.
Yeah. Well, here, Don, cricket is first recorded in southeast England in 16th century, but they're not sure of its origin, at least according to Wikipedia. It was spread globally with the expansion of the British Empire.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch missed outside, 2-1.
Yeah, and there's different games, too. There's something called test cricket, women's cricket. Well, I don't know.
Look up lacrosse while you're doing that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Here comes a 2-1. That's low and inside. And the count goes 3-1 here to Chris Wright. (3-1) Wright cracks it up the middle, past the dive of Noah Budzik for a base hit. So Chris Wright comes up with a 1-out single. Boy, he hits the ball solidly, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He has such a good swing, and it's very hard to get him out on a consistent basis.
Trevor Marks owns 1 of the 3 hits, stepping on up, the designated hitter. Had a 1-out single back in the 2nd. Cole Orgazalik, the catcher. First baseman is Leo Thomas. Noah Budzik, the second baseman. Corey Baldwin, the shortstop. And Nick Quiros, he is at third. Roland Tiviar is the left fielder. Throw to the bag at first. Center fielder Austin White. Kevin Larkin in right field. He's playing rather deep for Trevor Marks. That's the deepest I think I've seen a right fielder play.
Yeah.
That ball hit high in the air and deep to center field. Trying to find his Austin White. He went back smartly. Boy, he really feels that position nice. He went back, made sure he circled underneath it, and was able to come in on the baseball.
Well, that's the thing. If you're an outfielder, you're always trying to catch the ball coming in.
Like how you're supposed to hit an overhead in tennis. This brings up Jason Doris.
Yeah, Doris 1 for 15 in the tournament. 3 runs, an RBI, 2 walks, and hit by a pitch.
Struck out here in the 2nd.
Yeah.
So now you got 2 out, runner at first base. Here at the top of the 4th. Cumberland, Rhode Island out hitting RCP 3-1. That's really the only stats to talk about. Been a pretty good pitching duel between Breho and Lord. This is Lord on the mound right now. I want to thank all the folks who have been watching online throughout the last 5 days and all your support and kind words from many. Believe it or not, Steve. Pitch down low. Nice stop by Ogazala.
Really? Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Well, Tucker Lord has to get to that 7th inning, Don, if Cole Ogazala's going to go for another 3 innings today. He's got 3 remaining eligible.
The 1-1 to Doris checks the swing.
He's up to 55 pitches now. And here in the 4th.
Missed low and away, and the count goes 3-1. Hit a batter back in the first inning. Has not walked a batter on 4 balls yet. Now he has. That's ball 4. Now you got runners at first and second with 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
That ball just died as it went towards home plate, so it flopped low.
So Petrin will step up, single back in the 2nd inning out the left field. Base hit here might bring home a run. Pitch down low, Ogazala, nice stop.
You know, in all the games we've watched so far, Don, in this, there's not been a single attempted trick play, has there?
Nope.
Nope. No backdoor moves at first, no any kind of
1-0. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes.
no in and out attempts to pick a guy off second.
Tucker Lord trying to regain some control, some rhythm out there. That missed low and away. Now he's behind 3-0.
Yep, he's got to be. You know, the other thing, too, is don't forget, you know, even you throw all those pitches 2 days ago, then you have to warm up today, right? Plus, he played second base in game 1, so. Ooh.
That's ball 4. Second walk issue.
He gets there, and out comes Coach Grand.
That will load the bases. Right goes to 3rd. Doris up a bag to 2nd. Petrin takes over at 1st. And Drew Safransky, who had that bases-clearing double off of Tucker Lord in the first meeting between the two, coming up to the plate. So here you go, another moment in the ball game.
Yep.
Lord now is going to really have to settle it down. RCP pitching walked 7 batters in the first meeting between the two.
Yep.
Pitch over for the strike.
Safransky 3 for 12, 2 doubles, 4 walks, and was hit by a pitch.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Might have foul tipped it. Umpire says no. Count goes 0-2. Nate Donovan, number 9 hitter on deck. 0-2 count. Tucker Lord trying to get out of this bases loaded jam with 2 down. Checks a runner at 3rd. Here comes the offering, and that ball is hit on the ground and through for a base hit. Charged by Larkin. 1 run will score. Here comes another runner, and they'll score there. Ball underneath Ogazala, and that's a 2-run base hit by Drew Safransky, the number 8 hitter in the lineup.
And that ball was a 0-2 pitch. 0-2 pitch, and he gave up a base hit to right field.
Brings up Nate Donovan now with 2 on and 2 home in the inning, 2-0. Rhode Island with the lead.
As you said, Don, he was the same hitter who did the job in that last game.
He waited on that pitch nicely. Really took a nice approach with that 0-2 count.
Yeah.
A little bit of mistake by Tucker Lord. Kind of left it over the meaty part of the plate there, didn't he?
Yep. I would have thought that would have been one of those slider hard curves low in the ground, but here you go. When you got a man on third, you can't always. You tend to leave one of those up, right?
Yep.
You're afraid to throw it away.
You left the pitch out too, where he could kind of just throw his arms at it. So Donovan, the third baseman, 0 for 1 with a fly ball out. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Flies it foul.
2 again.
Yeah, sometimes it's just one pitch, one little
That's
thing in the ball game.
And you kick yourself. Well, I mean, as I said before, it's awfully tough to come back on 1 day rest. And then you got to warm up here. Now he's up to 68 pitches.
Pitch. And that's a strike 3 call. Oh, he would have loved that a couple of pitches prior. Donovan called out on strikes. That's going to do it. They'll leave a couple on. 2 big runs posted. Drew Zafransky with the 2-run base hit. Couple of walks certainly hurt. And they leave 2 on. So we're back with a bottom of 4. 2-0 Rhode Island leading Connecticut in this decisive game. Back with more right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Who's throwing?
All right, welcome right back as we continue on here into the bottom of the 4th inning. RCP, let's see how they respond here in the bottom of the 4th. Just gave up a couple of runs in the top half as the center fielder, Drew Safransky, came up with a key 2-out, 2-run base hit.
He did it last time, and he did it again. Is on an 0-2 pitch, and he left it in the zone.
Here's Austin White to the plate, number 3 hitter for RCP. Takes a pitch inside from Ryan Breho.
And now a lefty in the bullpen, Joe Vale, warming up down the left field line.
Here comes the 1-1. Ground ball hit right back to Breho. Underhands it onto the bag at first for the out. Austin White, a retired 1-3. That's 8 in a row retired.
Yep.
Here's Trevor Whalen, walked back in the first. RCP had a great chance in the first. Bases loaded with 1 out and hit into a 5-4-3 double play. Tiviars awaits on deck. Brio looking comfortable, has only given up 1 hit.
Yeah, his ball strike ratio not too great, Don, as he's got 42 pitches, 23 strikes, 19 balls, so he's been getting away with it.
Yeah, hasn't walked a batter since the first. 2-0 pitch here, in there for the strike on. The count goes 2-1. Only hit belongs to Corey Baldwin back in the first inning. Whalen hits it in the foul territory. It's a long run and nobody gets to it. Doors right going after it. Brodeur trying to hustle to it. Good hustle there by Cumberland, Rhode Island. Two to Whalen. Ground ball hit to the third base.
Caught in the air.
Taken by Donovan.
Saying no.
He's going to go across the diamond with it.
Showed it to the umpire. He said no.
Yeah. Well, looked like a short hop, but that's sunlight gleaming in our eyes. And Whalen retired 5-3. Well, good play there by Donovan to continue the play after he thought he had caught it. Tiviar's now up with 2 out, bases blank.
I remember that game last night, Don. It opened up with ground ball to Dave Donovan, who booted it. And then everything fell apart for them.
Tiviar's might be the reason why they're here today. It could be the reason why they don't win this game. No, I'll be kidding. Hitting that 5-4-3 double play. Made that sensational catch versus Rochester, New Hampshire. Saved runs in a scoreless game at the time. They came right back and scored 4. He led that inning off after the sensational catch. I believe it was a second inning.
Yep, it was the second inning with the bases loaded, right? No, it was first and second, rather.
I think second and third.
Was it?
I think, I think it was second and third. I could be wrong. Pitch inside. Feeling that refreshing breeze come through the window ever so often.
We should have a fan in here, even though there's AC.
There's a strike.
That's what happens even with AC in here. You have that sunlight kicking through the glass. We're in a fishbowl.
3-2 pitch. Fouled off the catcher.
Way to foul it off. Just keep fighting up there at the batter's box.
Brio looking for his third consecutive 1-2-3 inning against RCP. He should get it. That's popped up. First baseman on in the foul territory. Long run.
Missed it.
Right, nearly overran it, and it's off his glove.
Yep.
Didn't make the catch. He had a chance. It'll be an error.
They're going to give that? Yeah, B3.
Well, he didn't take his eye off. He just overran that. Maybe he couldn't find it. Tired to find.
Hit off the tip of his glove.
Yeah. Tough break.
Popped up again.
Try it again. Popped it up. Shortstop coming on this time, and that's Tyler Calabro, and he shows Chris Wright how to make a catch on a pop-up. That's going to do it in the inning. 1-2-3 they go. We're back with the top of inning number 5. Cumberland, Rhode Island. They continue lead by the score of 2-0.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, right back. It's Joshua Brodor leading things off. Tyler Calabro and Tyler Walsh. Top 3 in the batting order here for Cumberland, Rhode Island. Boy, they get production out of the bottom half in the 4th there, Steve, and they post 2 runs. Now they really have a real tough part of their order up. That's popped up foul territory, and Kiro's over. Couldn't open the gate in time to run out and make the catch.
I actually had a game where I was coaching in high school down where a player from the opposing team did that. He opened the gate,
went out
2 steps over and caught it. Right? It didn't count, but he was like wondering why.
Still a clever play.
Yeah. Almost hit him. Well, for Tucker Lord, Don, his strategy here has to be he got to shut him out. I mean, you can't give up any more runs to this team because it's tough to come back.
Especially when they only have one hit.
Yeah.
The offense is looking pretty bleak right now.
Yep.
Cumberland, Rhode Island with 2 in the 4th. If you're just tuning in, ground ball, and it's going to find its way through. No chance for Noah Budzik to get to that, and that's a leadoff single for Joshua Brodeur.
That ball seemed to pick up speed after it took to second bounce. It just took off.
Brings up Calabro.
Yeah. It's almost like it hit the end of a clump of dirt.
TJ Grande is going to come on out and have a chat here with Tucker Lord. He's looking to the bullpen. He's had Vail warming up there.
Lord, 73 pitches. He's 40 strikes, 33 balls. So his ratio is not that good either.
Are we going to leave him in?
Yep. We'll see if they try to steal again.
Colo Gonzalez gunned down Brodeur back in the 1st. Beautiful throw. Nice tag. Perfect throw, man.
I could see him going again. Why not?
Absolutely.
Just try to pick out your pitch. Try to get a curveball.
Calabro 0 for 2. He has struck out twice versus Tucker Lord. Lord has handled Calabro and Walsh pretty well. They're 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
That wasn't a bad pitch. Just a little out. You know, here, when you got your third baseman charging, you actually want him to bunt the ball to the third base side, not the first base side. So you don't want the ball outside.
There's a 1-0, and that's bunted. Quiros will pick it up and on to the back at first.
Yep.
And they get the out there. Brodeur did not try to scramble an extra base. Calabro on the sacrifice bunt will push Brodeur into scoring position for Tyler Walsh with 1 down.
And Cumberland knows they keep getting that because RCP not really hitting the ball a lot. If you get a few more runs, 1 an inning here and there, be almost insurmountable for RCP.
Walsh today 0 for 2 with a fly ball out. Swings at the pitch and hits it shallow. Center field could be trouble, and out there Noah Budzik will make a nice play. Boy, he was able to turn around and actually backpedal and find it. That was nice work.
You know, Noah Budzik, one of the youngest players on his team. I think he's only going to be a junior next year in high school, maybe if that. I mean, he played a little third base this year, a little second base. His older brother, Christian Budzik, used to be, the shortstop and a pitcher. Played on this team as well. Now the question is, do you just walk this guy? Well, he hasn't done anything yet, I suppose, but he's got one.
He singled and scored back in the 4th.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't want to pitch to him.
Pitch a little high. Trevor Marks, I should say.
He got a base hit as well.
But Trevor Marks on deck.
Yeah, look at the right fielder, Kevin Larkin. He's
very deep for him.
3 steps from the right field wall.
And the ball hit right to the first baseman. Leo Thomas, nice play. Catches it on the line drive above the shoelaces. That's a great reaction going to the backhand side. And Chris Wright, perhaps robbed of a base hit and an RBI on an athletic play, and that will do it. So in the inning, no runs. You have to hit, 1 left in scoring position. We're back with the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 your score. Cumberland, Rhode Island continues to lead RCP on SportingNewsCT.com in the 2016 Northeast Regional Championship game.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
Kevin Larkin stepping in, takes strike one, and the pitch missed outside. Ryan Breho has been good. He's only allowed one hit. Can't say enough for what he's doing in that regard. He's retired the last 10 batters he has faced. And there's a little blooper right to the second baseman. Brodeur caught it. Nice play, and Larkin is out. So Kevin Larkin retired to start the bottom of the 5th inning. They're not hitting it hard at all.
Not hitting it at all. He's not really. That pitch was a ball. So they're swinging at balls and taking the strikes.
RCP has not had a base runner since the first inning, and here's Leo Thomas to the plate. He is grounded out. Thomas has nearly become an automatic out.
He's becoming, I know.
Lineup.
He's 1 for 18 in the tournament.
Really struggling.
Yeah.
Comes the 0-1. Pitch missed inside. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's just that his swing seems like more of a swat than it is a palm up, palm down drive.
Here comes the 1-1. Missed outside.
And he's a tall target, too. I mean, his strike zone is bigger.
2-0 his score. Both runs scored in the 4th.
Another pop-up.
Yeah, popped it up. Foul territory. Third baseman Donovan over, and he'll make the catch in the shadows. And you have 2 down. And it brings up Nick Quiros. Quiros has hit a fly ball out to the right fielder, so he's 0 for 1. He's not overpowering. These guys just not getting a good swing on it.
No, they're not getting good swings. I think they popped it up now.
Maybe he's got some stuff on it that we just don't know about.
5, 6. They hit it up in the air 6 times now.
Yeah. Well, the ground balls have been hit rather weakly too.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. When you hit a weak ground ball, it's like bad. It's like practice pregame,
Here comes the 0-1, miss low and away, and the count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Noah Budzik on deck. Budzik actually hit one of the hardest balls today when you think about it. His fly out to the right fielder back in the 3rd.
Well, or for Corey Baldwin's base hit, I guess, down the first baseline was pretty hard hit.
Yeah.
But other than that, they haven't hit the ball hard at all.
But that was questionable. You might have called an error on that.
Yeah, no, that's
true.
Yeah. That's true.
Here comes the 2-1, fouled off.
He barely tipped that ball, too. It's like they're not thinking middle. They're like, they could pull, and it's not happening.
Well, I was listening to you last night. RCP was stymied until, the 6th, 7th inning, and then all of a sudden they exploded.
Yeah, the only difference here is if they start to do something here, you would imagine that they would bring in Chris Wright. I mean, you would imagine.
Here comes the 2-2 to Quiros, and that's down low. Bounces all the way to the backstop. Count goes full, 3-2.
You would think they would. I mean, he is your best pitcher. And he only threw 5 innings and 70 pitches in his first outing. And that was back on, was the first day Wednesday?
The Brio 3-2, and that's fouled off the end of the bat again.
Yeah, I know. They're just out ahead and trying to pull everything. And there is a big gap out there in left center.
Brio must be changing speeds just enough to keep these guys off balance.
Yep. Or their timing is off because of the nature of his windup.
The second time through now.
That was ball
again,
4.
Off the end of the bat.
Yeah, that was ball 4. Maybe too close to take, but it looked to me like ball 4.
Count remains full at 3-2. And that hit him.
Not that it matters, but it's a hit by pitch.
Still be recorded as a hit batter. Quiros down the bag at first with 2 outs, and Noah Budzik will step up to the plate.
Well, the only good thing about that is if Budzik gets on, great. But if he doesn't, then at least you start off at the top of the order next inning. So it doesn't bring up Corey Baldwin with 2 outs.
So Budzik to the plate.
Popped
it up. Shortstop underneath the Calabro, and he'll catch it for the inning's final out. Again, they go quietly, no runs, no hits, a hit batter, 1 left. We'll be back with the top of the 6th, still 2-0, Cumberland with the lead. Right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not gonna lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, welcome back to Muzzy Field in Bristol. Leading it off here in the top of the 6th is Trevor Marks, and he hits a fly. It's a base hit to right field on the first pitch. So here in the 6th, they got their leadoff hitter aboard. 6th hit of the game for Rhode Island pitching, and Trucker Lord still on the mound for RCP. And now comes up Jason Doris. Done a little bit of everything in this tournament. Played left field, played, I believe, right field, caught and pitched. Struck out and walked, and there he bloops one up into center field, and it won't be able to get it. They throw to second, and not in time. So now there's first and second, and nobody out here for Upper Deck in the top of the 6th inning. And stepping up to the plate now is Jake Petrin. Jake got a single back in the 2nd inning and walked. He's 3 for 12 on the tournament, scored 2 runs and a walk. Tucker Lord checks the runner at second base. Now deals, looks like they were bunting. They didn't. What a great catch by Leo Thomas. He charged all the way in. He caught it only about 20 to 25 feet from home plate on that. So score that one. A pop to the first baseman on a bunt attempt. And fortuitous, as Thomas was way up, and now up comes Drew Safransky. He's been the hero of this game and last game so far. He got a 2 RBI single, and he has a chance to get another RBI to put his team ahead 3-0 here. And Lord comes set now. The first pitch to Safransky is popped foul out of play. Well, Don, you step away for about 1 minute. What happens? 2 hits in a row for Cumberland, Rhode Island, and then a bunt that's caught by Leo Thomas in the air.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a beautiful play by Thomas. I was up close and personal. Safransky had that 2-run base hit back in the 4th. That's when they scored all their runs for the 2-0 lead. Tucker Lord's pitch. Swing. Fouled off. Well, this is the part of the batting order that has produced a run.
Yep. And Tucker Lord now up to 84 pitches. Should he get through this inning, then Orgazalik does have 3 eligible innings.
Swing and a miss, and a strikeout of Safransky, who has been a nemesis to Tucker Lord in this tournament.
Well, you know, you have to ask yourself this, Don. If you said to yourself, okay, we're going to play a championship game, Tucker Lord's going to pitch on 1-day rest, and he's going to give up 2 runs through 6 innings. Would you take it?
I would.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the point. It's not really his fault they're behind. You know, he's just trying to keep them at bay. They're a very good hitting team, and his team just has to hit behind him.
Donovan popped it up. He's going to get out of the jam here. Is that ball in the foul territory? Leo Thomas with the catch. And that's going to do it. So the single by Marks, the other by Doris, and they're stranded on the bases. And we're back with the bottom of 6, 2-0 your score. Is that the opening that RCP needed? A little bit of a break there to energize offensively. We'll find out on the other side.
have I learned a lot of speaking skills.
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to...
All right, Corey Baldwin up for the third time of the ball game. He's 1 for 2, had a base hit way back in the first inning. Shot it under the glove of Chris Wright down that right field line. Orgazalik and then White. And swing at the first pitch. Brio fields it and onto the bag at first, and Corey Baldwin is retired. On one pitch, Orgazalik to the plate. Just one hit in the ball game for RCP. Two runs for the opposition.
And he just did it. He swung at that first curveball, and then he tried to inside out the swing up the middle, and it just didn't work. It was just too much inside.
Orgazalik has laid down a sacrifice punt and grounded out. Pitches in there for the strike call.
I still think that any rally by RCP in this game down has to begin with an error.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
They're not getting one. They're not hitting it hard enough to make errors on, really.
Because that's what really sent, Cumberland, Rhode Island, that's what really sent them into a tizzy, so to speak, against Bristol, and that's what and everything collapsed, and then even in the other game.
That ball looped in the left field. Just barely by Orgazalik. Had a lot of topspin on it and dropped on down to the outfield grass. Calabro fielded it there, and there's a base hit. Only the second of the game comes way here in the sixth inning, and it brings up Austin White.
Number 15, Austin White.
RCP trying to do something that is extremely difficult. Three-peat as a Northeast Regional champion.
I know.
I mean, you think of all the
nobody has
players
ever
that are
done
in
it.
and out. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, nobody has ever done it, number one. And number two, everything has to go your way.
Absolutely.
All the bounces, all the umpires' calls. It's just you have to have some luck.
Yeah.
And obviously you need some talent. I think this year's team is a very talented team down, but I don't think it's as good as last year's team. It's just my own opinion. I think last year they had a couple more weapons in their offensive arsenal and one more in their pitching arsenal.
They had the Tommy Seaver man, the young guy that made a great catch to save a game. You might remember a couple years ago.
Yeah. Seaver being another pitcher, too.
That's right. 2-1. White hits that high up in the air to the right fielder, and there's room out there. It's caught by Jason Doris. White get underneath it, and it's pretty deep to right.
Yeah, this is not Cromwell High School or Portland High School. Austin White has hit 6 home runs in his high school season this year. That's at Portland's field, and if I recall, Portland's field, the right field fence would be about where that young man is standing right now.
This is Trevor Whalen. Whalen has walked and grounded out. Orgazalik down at the bag at first. Just 2 base runners since the first inning.
Both pitchers have effectively got around the tops of the opponent's order.
Really have. Whalen fouls it up.
And it's really the bottom of the order that has done the job for Cumberland, Rhode Island. That looked like a changeup of some sort. He just lobbed it in there almost. I don't know. What is the other thing? See, Cole Orgazalik, not a base stealer, and that's really it too. Is if he's not a stealing, And, RCP hasn't even attempted a steal today.
Brio really hasn't put anything on the mind. I should say they haven't put anything on the mind of Brio. Nothing aggressive. They've been just kind of stymied here.
Yep.
That's going to do it on a lazy fly to center. No runs. You had to hit one left. We're back with the top of 7. Cumberland, Rhode Island holding on to the 2-0 lead. Only 2 runs scored back in the 4th off of Tucker Lord. You got more baseball coming your way in a moment.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
More. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
All right, welcome right back. We move on to the 7th inning here, and Tucker Lord going through his warm-ups. Pretty gutsy performance here today. Touched up in the 4th inning for a couple of runs after a fly ball out. Chris Wright with a base hit. Then he got another out. Then he walked Jason Doris. He walked Petrin. Those 2 walks really hurt.
Yep.
Number 8 hitter Drew Safransky, who's had a couple of key hits against RCP. Matter of fact, he's got 5 RBIs against RCP. Brought home the only 2 runs with a base hit back in the 4th inning. That's how they did it. Other than that, it's all zeros. The 2 walks really hurt. Oh, and that's been a pretty good performance tonight by Tucker Lord, considering.
Yep, down the right field line, there's a lefty warming up down for Cumberland, Rhode Island, and I got to believe that that's Chris Wright, and any sign of trouble, and they're just going to bring him in.
This is Brodeur leading it off, left-handed hitter, and the pitch is in for the strike. He is 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch, caught stealing. Calabro then Walsh. He bunts it. Tucker Lord will field it. And onto the bag at first for the out. Took a big hop for him. Made it a very easy play.
Yep.
Calabro to the plate. He struck out twice and laid down a sacrifice bunt. He's 0 for 2. Yeah, Lord has done a nice job against the top 4 guys in the batting order, really. Really, the hit at the time by Wright was, nothing big, just a single. The 2 walks really hurt. Ball hit high in the air to the center fielder. Austin White will take charge, comes on in, reaches up and makes the catch, and Calabro retired on a ball hit high up in the air. Now you have 2 out. Cumberland, Rhode Island getting closer and closer and closer to the Northeast Championship. Here's Tyler Walsh, 0 for 3. Ryan Brio has done the job on the mound for Cumberland, Rhode Island, allowing just 2 hits. His control has been pretty good, too. Went through that stretch where he just retired batter after batter, had 3 consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings. Flip side, Tucker Lord has only had 1. That was the 3rd. Lord with 6 strikeouts.
Not pitched badly, but his pitch counts up in there, I'll tell you, on a day's rest.
Ground ball, that's hit on through, and that's a 2-out hit by Tyler Walsh. Well, this team's been hitting effectively with 2 outs, Cumberland, Rhode Island.
Yep.
Brings up Chris Wright.
Chris Wright, a very, very difficult batter. Now he's batting, 8 for 19 in the tournament? Difficult batter to get out.
He's 1 for 3 today. Got robbed of a hit by the first baseman, Leo Thomas, his last time. Hit a liner right at his shoelaces. Made a nice play on it. It's going to be difficult for Thomas to make a play now. First, he's got to contend with sunlight in his eyes, trying to hold a runner tight to the bag and then float into position. Gets a hard-hitting left-handed hitter. It's a ground ball, hit down to Noah Budzik. Fielded it, dropped it, picked it up, hurried it along, and safe there. I don't think Leo Thomas ever got control of that. It's going to be an error on the second baseman.
First there for RCP, only their second in the tournament, right?
Yes, indeed. Brings up Trevor Marks now. Marks with a base hit. Back in the second. And another one in the sixth. He's 2 for 3. His bat's starting to heat up at the right time. Trying to put this game away.
And they can with one swing of the bat here. If they get a big hit here, Trevor Marks has a double. 2 hits today. He was 2 for 16 coming into the tournament. Coming into this game.
There's a ground ball hit down to Baldwin. Fields it, shuffles it on to Noah Budzik for the force out, and that will end the inning. So no runs. You had to hit an error, 2 left, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 7th. RCP coming to the plate, middle of the order, scheduled to come to the plate. Can they solve Ryan Breho in this inning? We'll find out. Is Breho coming out? I haven't seen him yet. There he comes. We'll take a break. Back with more in a moment.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation.
Hi, welcome right back. Tucker Lord, the announcement is he has expired as a pitcher. His pitching afternoon is over. He could only work 7 innings due to American Legion rules. It's the only thing that is different from Major League Baseball rules, I guess, is that pitching rule there. Timmy Irons will lead it off. He hit into a crucial 5-4-3 double play back in the first and has popped up to the shortstop. Count goes 1-1 here. Ryan Breho on the mound. Now go back to that bases loaded chance in the first for RCP. Nothing to show for it. Trailing 2-0 now. Tibias hits it high up in the air, foul territory. Coming on over, and this time Chris Wright will make the catch. He nearly overran that one a bit, too. Very aggressive going after that foul ball. Well, he learned his lesson, didn't he? Brings up Larkin. He's 0 for 2 today. Well, they're getting a crafty performance from Breho, you must say. He slings it in for the strike. That ball hit into foul territory. And again, Chris Wright goes to get it. And you have 2 down. Brings up Leo Thomas, who's 0 for 2. RCP starting to run out of outs. I don't know if they're just out of gas. They just don't seem to have much muscle here in this game.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're just not hitting the ball hard. They're not getting good contact on the sweet spot, and they're popping the ball up an incredible number of times.
Breho does change speeds, get a curveball. Kind of sets up a fastball. He's kept the ball away. He has not put it into the sweet spot at all.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
9 times he's gotten them to either pop up or fly out or put the ball in the air for an out.
1-1. Thomas hits it on the ground right at Calabro. And onto the bag at first for the out. Clean play around the infield. A key for Cumberland, Rhode Island. We're through 7, and they lead it 2-0 over RCP.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more. The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American...
All right, welcome right back. And coming on is, believe it or not, Cool Ogazalik to pitch. Ogazalik, who has a couple of wins and a save, is just trying to keep things going here for RCP and hope their offense can get something brewing in the 8th or the 9th inning. Tucker Lord remains in the game. He's gone from the mound to second base. Noah Budzik is out. And Trevor Whalen from the dugout as a designated hitter to catch. So they've given up the designated hitter in all intents and purposes here.
Yep. Well, Don, we talked about it early in this tournament about guys who were walked, hit, or got on an error, and how many of those guys scored.
Here's the ball hit on the ground, taken by Baldwin. Long throw, offline, gets away from Thomas, but there'll be no advance by Doris. That's a base hit. Doris comes up with his first hit. He's walked a couple times and struck out, so that was hit to the hole. So Jake Petrin to the plate. Petrin is walked, singled, and bunted in the foul territory. Nice play by Leo Thomas to get him out.
So Corlo Gazalik only has 3 eligible innings, right? Count this one.
There's a bunt. He'll collect it, and he'll go to first for the out. So Doris up a bag to second with 1 out. Brings up Safransky again. Safransky's just had one of those tournaments, at least against RCP, when he's coming up with guys in scoring position.
Well, he talked about it before, and I started down about the number of guys who scored. 45 runs have come across the plate who have got on base on a walk, an error, or hit by a pitch in this tournament. Wow. So that's 15 games. This is game 15. That's 3 runs a game by one or the other team have scored.
Fouled out. How many overall errors, walks, hit by pitch?
Oh, I don't know about that. I would have to get the stats from Mr. Greenleaf, but I just counted them all up as those that scored out of that.
I was just looking for the ratio, the percentage.
Oh, how many scored that were walked?
Yeah.
Well, that'll take me a little longer.
That's ESPN-like quality stuff.
That's when they got some guy in the background somewhere else doing all that stuff in the basement of the building.
That's right. Give him a chair, a candle. Here's the 1-2. An base hit in the left field. Fielded there. Tiviar's throw to the cutoff, and they'll hold the runners at first and third.
How hard is it
again? Another hit.
Here's Kolar Gazalik pitched 9 innings in the game today.
Yep.
And he pitched 9 innings in another game a couple days ago.
Picked up a save,
and then now
he's caught all day today behind the plate.
And Bugs Bunny has to pitch again with first and third, and his team on the ropes.
Donovan 0 for 3.
And one thing we saw the other night, Don, is when this Cumberland team is not afraid to suicide squeeze here, so they got to be wary of that.
Good point. Good point.
You know, they successfully did it against Shrewsbury to win the game.
Count goes 2-0. Orgazala continues to work quickly. Doesn't matter how exhausted he might be. I think he'll get a good night's sleep tonight.
Maybe.
Right-handers 2-0. Check swing roller. Fielded by Thomas. They come home, and they got the runner and tagged out. Coming down the line, Jason Doris. I think it runs at first and second. And Doris is retired on the play. That's going to go 3-2. 2 outs. Fielder's choice for Donovan. That was certainly a fielder's choice.
Yeah.
Brings up Brodeur. His single been hit by a pitch. Pitch way outside.
This is critical here, Don. The big difference between 2 runs and 3. 3 may be very well insurmountable, especially when they have Chris Wright ready to pitch. And I know I keep talking about him, but he came out in the first game of the tournament against Bristol, and
he just impressed you.
He just mowed everybody down. He had 9 strikeouts in 5 innings, and kids were just not even catching up to him.
That ball looped into left center field for a base hit. They round the runner around that bag at third, and the throw missed the cutoff. Picked up by Orgazala. There's no advance anywhere. Scoring on the play, Safransky, and Brodeur has himself an RBI base hit, and the lead grows to 3-0. Good bit of hitting. Yep. 2 out hitting. It's been the key today. Let's give this team some credit. They've come to play.
They certainly have after last night's game where they took that pounding and they had to regroup themselves to say, look, we knew we could afford to lose that game. It was a deep fly to left.
Yeah, it could be trouble. Tibiage on the run.
Can't get it.
He can't get it. Throws all the way in the foul territory by the foul pole, and a couple more are going to score. And Tyler Calabro brings home 2 with a double to the left field corner. And now the lead swells to 5-0.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a changing of what's been happening. You can see the RCP players, Tucker Lord at second and Corey Baldwin at short. They know the significance of that, as I think Orgazala now is going to come out as a pitcher.
They come over and they congratulate Orgazala for a job well done. He'll remain in the game. Kiros is coming out. So we got the pitching change. With all that upcoming, we'll take just a quick break. We'll be right back momentarily.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service.
All right, Joe Vale, the lefty, is on, making his second appearance here in the tournament. Lloyd started on the hook to take the locks. Orgazala relieved him. didn't have any gas left after picking up a win going 9 earlier today. Came out and tried to give him an effort. He's gone to third base. So Nick Quiros is out, and if RCP does not come back, like the publicly say, really enjoys watching Nicky play.
Yeah, absolutely.
The third baseman out of the lineup.
Absolutely, and the core 4 of players who came back to get another state championship, well-deserved. The accolades they're well-deserved. Here, they had that one game against Cumberland last time that threw them into the losers brackets. They wasted out all their pitching. Kolor Gazalik shut out what he had, 1 run in 18 innings plus a save. I mean, incredible pitching performances. And then you had Tucker Lord on 1 day's rest, had to come out here. He only gave up 2 runs.
Yep. Let's give Cumberland, Rhode Island the kudos.
Absolutely, yeah.
Remaining unbeaten in this tournament and just continuing to hit the baseball effectively, right? Well, they lost earlier in the tournament. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
They lost last night.
Oh, yeah, unbeaten. Well, yes, yes, you're right. You're right. Well, he didn't let me finish, but that's okay.
Okay,
that's okay. But yeah,
unbeaten in the winners bracket until they
I was going to get to the point where they earned the day off, but you were talking about
absolutely right.
Losing a game earlier and exhausting a pitching staff.
They didn't
have to do that.
They didn't have to do that.
They only had to win 1 game, where RCP had to win
3 in 2 days, and 2 in 1 day.
Right,
so,
exactly. Okay. You had me thinking that they lost earlier. And I go, no, they didn't lose early.
No.
Okay. So Walt strikes out. That's going to do it. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th. 5-0 your score. Rhode Island leading Connecticut here in the Northeast Regional Championship game.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion.
Hi, Joe Vale to the plate. Came on as a third reliever for RCP, facing Ryan Breho, and Breho has pitched just a 2-hitter here to the bottom of the 8th inning. Has not given up a run. 5 on the board for Cumberland, Rhode Island. Steve and I were talking. We're saying that Chris Wright, boy, he'll mow him down in that final game. Yesterday, perhaps a throwaway game for Cumberland, Rhode Island, and then they come back with Breho here in the winner take all, and you know what? He's been terrific.
Brilliant, really.
Yeah. Gave up a hit in the first.
He knew something we didn't know.
That's right. Hit in the first, a hit in the 6th, that's it. He's had 1, 2, 3, 3 innings in the ball game. Get out of that first inning jam when he walked a couple.
And the thing is, he's kept the ball off the sweet spot of RCP's bats. They really have not gotten good hits.
That's right.
Even when they swung at pitches 3 and 1, they swung at pitches that were low. I mean, a couple times they could have had walks, and they just popped the ball up. I mean, the pop-ups were incredibly, those are incredible today. You just can't do that.
Ground ball, Brodeur on the first. 1 out. Dale retired. That double play that they turned with the bases loaded in the first was around the horn, 5-4-3.
Yep. That was a big, big play there.
Here's Tucker Lord hitting in the 9 spot. Well, for RCP, certainly they can be very proud of their production over the last 3 to 4 years in American Legion play if they don't come back here. Brio they're slowing away.
Yeah, but it's going to be sad to see these young guys go. The ones that the core four, especially Corey Baldwin, Cole Orgazalek, Leo Thomas, and Tucker Lord.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when we fill out the lineup. So we chuckle and say, oh, "Boy, I feel like we know these guys."
Yeah, I know.
I remember their name and number by heart.
Yeah. But you give kudos to Cumberland. They just came in here. They really weren't awed by anybody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They started this game a little tentative. They started off a little tentative, especially after that first inning. But once they got ahead, when they got that big 2 RBI single in the fourth, I think that's when they started playing, because they're playing ahead.
Yep.
And that's difficult to hold another team down when they're playing ahead. That's why I said that they came out a little tentative. They weren't chirping as much as they normally do, Cumberland. And
12 hits today.
Yeah.
Production up and down the lineup.
And maybe that humbling experience of a 10-2 loss.
Yeah. Yeah, whether you don't want to use the word throwing it away, but you're not going with your best. You really didn't need the win.
Yeah, you're taking out your starters. It's sort of like that playoff games in football. How at the end they just take out their starters, and after the first quarter in a game that they don't need. Then everybody questions you and says, gee, is that the right thing to do? Chris Wright ran for a fly ball that went off the wall or something yesterday, and that was it. His day was done.
Ground ball hit down to the third baseman. And Donovan got it across the diamond. And Lord has retired 5-3. Well, you got to go back to a game in which these two teams played, and it was a win.
Well, the other thing is they made, they only made one error today, which, was just on a foul ball. And this Cumberland team has played 3 games now, for the most part, pretty much flawless defensively, because this game, RCP just did not hit the ball hard enough to make difficult plays. They were making all the routine plays, which you have to do. And now they're all playing with a lot more confidence out there and a lot more zip in the defensive side because they got a 5-run lead.
Ground ball hit by Baldwin. Fielded. And on the first.
That may very well be Corey Baldwin's last at-bat of his American Legion career. It just keeps running. He went by first base and he just kept on going, and now he's about halfway to the right field foul pole.
So that's going to do it. 1-2-3 they go in the inning. We'll be back with more right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways.
All right, welcome right back. Chris Wright, lefty on lefty. You got Vale, and right at the plate, Christopher today at the plate. He's heading to Bryant University, by the way, has a base hit run scored. Has reached on an error, lined out and flied out. Pitched by Vale.
We've watched so many good players in this tournament, Don. Chris Wright up now, Josh Gagne of New Hampshire, Anthony DiPrizio of New Hampshire, Josh Broder in this game, Matt Jackson of Massachusetts A or Shrewsbury, Benny Gravel from New Hampshire, Nicky Kuros from RCP. We've seen it, Tyler Walsh from Rhode Island, Austin White, Ricky Croteau from New Hampshire, that outfielder played so well. It's Drew Safransky right here from Rhode Island. Just, Nicky Martin of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You know, how tough was he behind the plate for that team? You know, and looking at the pitchers, and at that time it looks like, they're saying get back here, you didn't move, or whatever. Yeah, that was a pitcher. He thought he was going to move. He said, no, you didn't move. So just hit your elbow and you didn't move.
No questions that.
Said you didn't move and make an attempt to get out of the way. The Brad Burney of Bristol and that masterful performance where he struck out 11 guys, I think, to win that game. Matt Stansky of Pittsfield when he came on and shut that win down. And then the great one, Cole Orgazalik, with 2 wins coming down here today to battle. And then don't forget the big one, which we won't for a long time won't forget, Alex Black from Shrewsbury with the no-hitter. Yep. So we've gotten a chance to see a lot of great players in this tournament.
Chris Wright retired, 1 out. Trevor Marks stepping up to the plate. Looking ahead for RCP in the bottom tonight, they need to score 5. They'll have Orgazalik, White, and Whalen, the scheduled hitters. Marks, his bat is woken up as things can move on in this tournament and has his 3rd hit of this championship game. Becomes a 1-out base runner, and the hit total grows at number 13. 5 runs on 13 hits and an error. For Cumberland, Rhode Island, no runs, 2 hits and 1 error for RCP. Yeah, you mentioned the great list of outstanding performers over the last 5 days. Really have enjoyed watching all these teams play. And
I'll even mention the young man that we watched pitch for Vermont, right? Cassidi Ramirez, where he came out and gave 9 innings of a battle, even though he wasn't on the winning side of it. That it was a very, very gutsy performance, and he pitched well for that team.
Outfield straight away. Maybe the defensive play of this tournament by Tiviage. Roland Tiviage earlier today helped RCP get to this point. That rolling catch, none meant much more dramatic than that. I'm going to say Drew Safransky might be clutch hitter of the tournament. Think about what the number 8 guy in this lineup has done for Cumberland.
And even watching, I really enjoyed watching that game, that performance by Christian Dow, and he looked like he couldn't break a pane of glass, but then he ends up winning. It's just the players that win with just their minds and their baseball ability instead of just their ability to throw the ball over 90 miles an hour. Yeah, Cassidi Ramirez from Vermont, 9 innings, 8 strikeouts, right? In a losing effort.
There's a strikeout, speaking of that, of Jason Doris. So now you have 2 down, and Jake Petrin to the plate. Well, a lot of these guys on this Rhode Island team have played for a Little League World Series team.
Yep.
Including Chris Wright, who's heading to Bryant.
And maybe that's a bit of destiny, right?
Yep.
Kids who played on the Little League World Series team now get to go to an American Legion World Series down the road.
Chris Wright played in 2011. They lost their 2 games when they moved on to the World Series. And you had that team from 2014, remember?
Yep.
In the Coach Belial with his tremendous, his famous post-game speech on those youngsters. Ball popped up and fouled off. Brodeur was on a team that made it to Bristol in Little League play in 2010, didn't get out of that. Calabro was on that team too, along with O'Neill. So, they got some folks who have played in big-time situations at very young ages.
Very young ages, yeah.
And here they are today.
They just love the game.
Yeah.
Oh, they bumped together.
Yeah.
That was Orgazalik bumping into Corey. Yep. They both wanted to make the play.
Yep.
So that's the 14th hit of the game. Well, we watched this team hit the ball one night. I forgot which day it was, Don, when they had all those hits.
We're in the 9th inning, aren't we? I didn't change that on my scoreboard.
You were in the top of the 9th, correct?
Just do that now. So now you got runners at first and second. Was that ruled a hit? I didn't.
It was ruled a hit.
Ruled a hit. Okay.
Yep, certainly was.
Yep. Safransky at the plate, count 0-2. Well, you're seeing a bit of the future, a glimpse into what will be for RCP next year with Joe Vale out in the mound, the left-hander. That's fouled off.
Yep.
Austin White should be back to center fielder when you take a look at it from that perspective.
And you got to look at also Austin Roy on his way up, who pitched a no-hitter in the state finals for RCP. So the future is bright for RCP, American Legion Baseball.
Noah Budzik, we've seen him play. He's coming back. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Safransky. So there you go. We are through 8.5, 5-0. Cumberland, Rhode Island with the lead. And, for RCP, Orgazalik, White, and Whalen are the scheduled hitters in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll come back with all that. They need a big rally. Their rally caps are on. Back with more in a moment.
That's why I belong.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
While I was
SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. All right, welcome right back into the bottom of the 9th. And Cole Orgazalik stepping up to the plate. He is singled in 2 tries, laid down a sacrifice bunt. And his American Legion career coming to a close perhaps here in this bottom of the 9th inning. He's going to try to extend things against Ryan Brijo. What a gem he has pitched, and that pitch a little high for a ball. 5-0 is scored. Cumberland, Rhode Island with 2 in the 4th. They added 3 crucial runs in the 8th inning. Orgazalik has pitched in 4 games in this tournament. That's incredible. 4 of the 5.
Pitched, 9 innings in the opening game on Wednesday.
9 earlier today.
1 he had a save against Shrewsbury, right?
Yep. Orgazalik walked. He had 1 on. It brings up Austin White. I guess if you want to be hopeful for RCP, teams have won games with big innings in this tournament on a few occasions. 7-run innings, things like that. There's going to be a conversation on the mound right now with Austin White coming up to the plate. So you walk the leadoff guy, and Brio did not look clean on that. That's going to be all.
That's going to be all, yeah.
Yeah, your boy's coming on, I think.
I don't think so.
No, somebody else is coming on. We got a pitching change-up coming. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
First.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
All right, welcome right back to On Boil, my buddy Steve Riley. I want to publicly thank Steve for another outstanding year of American Legion
coverage.
coverage.
Just a blast.
Yeah, as always, terrific.
Game number 44. We've done over 50 games this year, Don, in the summertime of
That's amazing,
2016.
We added the 3 games at the Futures All-Star Games for the juniors out there. That was at Central Connecticut State University. This is White dribbles one to Calabro, and they shuffle it onto the bag at second point out there. Ogazalik is forced. 6-4. White on the fielder's choice. Chris Wright on the mound heading to Bryant. Dominating in his opening performance. They took him out early in that game, and Bristol came roaring back. It was all errors.
All errors. 7-4 in 1 inning.
I didn't think this Cumberland team had a chance if they were going to play shabby defense like that. They settled that all down, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. 2 and 1. They had to, I think, 3 total errors in the next 3 games.
Yep. This is Whalen to the plate. Chris Wright, fastball, in there for the strike. Lefty is tough. We thought he might start today, but Ryan Brijo was terrific.
Yeah, he was fabulous.
Worked 8 full, allowing 2 hits, did not strike out a batter, and walked 3, 2 in the first, and then the walk in the ninth that made the coaching staff pull the hook out of the dugout and grab him by the neck and bring him on over and in. Only kidding. A lot of accolades, a lot of high fives on his way to the dugout. 2-2 to Whalen.
Just missed outside.
Apologize for the sunlight. That is Mother Nature doing its job, keeping us all warm and happy. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and you'd like to be happy. Trevor Whalen may have other thoughts after swinging through that one. That brings up Roland Tibiarge. He's had a nice tournament. He's pitched. He's played left field. He's made a game-saving catch. He's been a very fine player, designated hitter.
Well, the king is about to be gone, and long live the new king,
absolutely.
I guess, as you say.
Tibiarge, one swing at the bat at the plate back in the first. He'd like to get back that 5-4-3 double play with the bases loaded. Popped it up a couple of times today. Missed outside. Count goes 2-0. They will have a most valuable player award being given out. My vote went to Cole Ogazalik, but they say it must have to come from a winning team, I believe. And it doesn't have to, but it'd be interesting. I mean, he was valuable.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he was more valuable than any team in the tournament, in my opinion.
Well, then you could either go with Calabro or Broder, theoretically, or Chris Wright. I mean, he just bombed the heck out of the ball.
3-0 pitch. Over for the strike, and the count goes 3-1.
For a while, he was leading the tournament in hits. Could very well be him.
Yep. Here comes a 3-1. In there for the strike, and the count goes full 3-2.
Down to their last strike of the 2016 American Legion season.
Here in the Northeast. Winner going on to Shelby, North Carolina for the double elimination tournament. Runner goes, and the ball is going to be rolled foul.
Just chopped it. And if I were them, I'd be playing behind the runner at Austin White at first base. I wouldn't even bother with him.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Tyler Walsh playing first base, by the way. Ryan O'Neill is the left fielder. Just to bring you up to speed in a couple of positional changes with Wright going to the mound. Runner goes again. That pitch. Again, foul.
Ooh, it almost nailed that volunteer up there on the stairs.
Was he looking the opposite way? I think he was, right?
Yeah, and his heart is pitter-pattering right now. Well, you know, Walsh could even go from the windup here. It doesn't matter. He's not bothering with the runner anyway.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Viage. Runner goes again, and the pitch is a strike 3 call. Cumberland, Rhode Island, your 2016 Northeast Regional Champs. Congratulations with a neat 5-0 win over the defending champs, RCP. Tip your cap to RCP to make it all the way back to this game again for the 3rd consecutive year. But Cumberland, Rhode Island, they had all the tools here in 2016.
Yep, and that team, I tell you, I really say that Ryan Brihio is the reason why they're going, Don, because Ryan Brihio just came on and pitched so well in this game. He only gave up 2 single hits, one to Corey Baldwin, one to Cole Orgazalik. And if you look up and down their lineup, they're one of those teams, Don, that you could look at a scorebook and say all the hits are spread out, all the runs, all the RBIs are spread out in this game, and then they certainly will. I thought the big one was the 2 RBI single by Drew Zafransky. Then he got another single and scored a run. So he was a RCP defeater, if you want to say that, as they shake hands now out in front of home plate. And RCP should keep their heads up high. I mean, you're talking about a team that went to 2 straight Northeast Regional tournaments and won their state championship 2 times in a row. So they have nothing to be ashamed of in this game as they battled and battled. And the key game was that game where Cumberland defeated RCP back when. They won it way back when, not just here tonight.
Yep, 9-7. That was on Friday night, and it earned them an opportunity to waste a game, yet not have to play over any certain amount of, they get a day off is basically what they got. They got the morning off here today, which was huge, while RCP had to play, and use their pitching staff for that one. 5-0 your final score, and, obviously, being from the state of Connecticut, we do have an affection for these teams that come out of Connecticut, and for Bristol for being yet another fine host over the last couple of years for this Northeast Regional. We thank them, Paul LaFleur, Dave Greenleaf, and all the others, Greg Zimmerman, the state committee, doing a great job. All the folks that stopped by from American Legion to say hello and be part of our broadcast throughout these last 5 days. Terrific. But for the Fab Four, as you like to call them, it really, my heart goes out to those guys.
It really cool absolutely does. Because those guys, they play so hard. They have so much fun. I mean, anytime college kids come back to play in American Legion baseball, Don, you have to respect them. Other kids are playing in the collegiate baseball leagues. These guys are the mainstay of American Legion baseball. They love it, and they showed the quality of that baseball here on the field today.
They really did. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the award ceremonies right after this on SportingNewsCT.com. Stay with us.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people.
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not gonna lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service.
I welcome right back Don Boyle, Steve Riley, as right now they're getting ready for the ceremonies down on the field, as they make sure they have the microphone. The microphone, wireless microphone, the batting average for the microphone here in the tournament, it's now official. It went 3 of 15, which means what? 3 of 15 would be a batting average of, what is it?
1/5. So that's 200.
200? Went 200 Oh, the antenna was behind the post. Ah, okay. All right. So we had antenna problems, and that's the reason why. Would you bring up that excuse video for the?
Yeah, I know. The John Belushi excuse video in the movie The Blues Brothers.
Let's go down to the field.
Yep.
That's Paul LaFleur.
I wanted to introduce some of the persons here that have contributed to American Legion for a number of years and specifically have served as officers of both our national, district, and state organizations. They include our current Connecticut Commander Louis Robinson, our senior Vice Commander Ed Cumberland, our Department of Connecticut Advocate for Wisconsin, our National Executive Committee person, Joe Jackson, and our National Americanism Chairman, Mr. Richard Anderson. Also introducing past National Vice Commander Jim LaFossier and past National Vice Commander Mr. Doug Williams. At this time, I want to introduce to you a hard-working man that has been here commanding Connecticut for several years running this tournament, previously in Middletown, and the last 2 years including this year in Bristol. And that's the hard-working National Director of this region's baseball, and that's Mr. Mike Ford.
Thank you all. Appreciate that very much. But I would have assistance made more work than I could ever do. Listen, thank you, Mr. Longwood. Congratulations for this tournament and what it looks like again. So, but I have to do some thank you appreciation for all the umpires. They're all going up there and everything. But these guys are chosen by National, and they earn every bit of what they get here. So we give this a handful of those guys and 2 days for their work. Another person who probably does as much work as anybody does up there, and that's the scorekeeper, David Greenlee. Outstanding scorekeeper. We just always call him the best scorekeeper in Legion baseball. So around for David Greenlee, please. And then after like that, if you don't have volunteers and a good committee to run this whole thing, you really got nothing on there. And so here, and just to say a few words of appreciation.
First of all, I'd like to offer congratulations to both teams today. So it took a lot to get there, and that final game, unfortunately, there only can be one team that has stolen the shelter. We want to congratulate RCP and our congratulations to I'd like to just take a couple of moments. Well, before I do that, I'd also like to give a nice round of applause for the fire department crew that maintains this field and this contract. Great job, very well. I also like to thank Paul Clerk, the assistant local director, for his assistance over these past 2 years. Naturally, I would like to say that it only takes from May till August, but it's actually January till the next August. So, Paul, thank you. I'd also just like to take a moment and thank Mike and his assistants for everything that they've done since they've been here. It's been a great help. The advance, you're what makes this a success. The fans that come out and support their teams who have served with distinction and pride at all levels, getting to this point in time. But most of all, I have to be the most fortunate chairman of an event in this state. I have over 50 volunteers working day in and day out on this event. And my heartfelt thanks goes out to each and every one of them. Thank you.
Thank you, much appreciated. I want to go back for one that I missed and everything. I just got it, but I want to echo it and everything. And that is the ground crew. I want to tell you that if there's more important people on running a tournament like this than the ground crew, I don't know who they would be. Those guys worked so hard to get this field in the condition that it is. And we didn't have rain, but I can tell you that it really is important at that time. So the ground crew, I'm much grateful. Also the EMTs, that's a requirement that if you're going to do a event like this and everything, you have to have EMTs who are on site. And we have those here, very grateful for them for the work they do. So. I get a lot of acknowledgments for all this stuff, but I'm dead serious on this. I've got two assistants, Bruce Mayfield and Paul Iverson. They do all the work here. They really do. I mean, I could not even begin to tell you the amount of work that they do and get me out to do it. They really they do it all. They really do. I'm so grateful to them. I've got two great friends that will go on for life on that and everything. So I'm very, very grateful to you guys. Much appreciated. So let's get on with the team. That's the important stuff anyway. So, welcome up RCP. If I can get the players to focus come forward, we have Patrick, we have Banner. Thank you. And most importantly, the trophy. It's not the one they came for, but it was awful nice of folks. So good luck. Uniforms, we have a banner, at home, One more thing. We have t-shirts that the players will wear upon arrival at Snowy. Tuesday morning, the bus will pick us up at 3 in the morning. That's the morning. 3 in the morning to get to the airport for a 6:15 flight to Baltimore and on to Charlotte. So that's what they have to look forward to. And I can tell you, and the RCP kids who have been there before will say, the kind of treatment that you get on Shelby, you are the king, along with other teams. So, thank you all again. For you, the Lions fans that might go down to Shelby, let me tell you something. It's putting in mind.
All right, Steve, that's just about going to do it. The awards presentation ceremony, nicely done down below. And once again, congratulations to RCP as a runner-up here in the Northeast. And what can you say about the champs, Cumberland, Rhode Island? They deserve it, and they're on.
Oh, they played the best. They won the games they had to win, and when it came down to the nitty-gritty, they got the hits. They played better.
All right, that's going to do it right here from beautiful Muzzy Field in Bristol, Connecticut. Congratulations to your 2016 Northeast Regional Champs, Cumberland, Rhode Island. SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com. SportingNewsCT.com is now